Welcome to my channel, Most Worth Coins WC, where history lives in your hands. If you're passionate about rare coins, vintage currency, and the fascinating stories behind them, you're in the right place. Don't forget to watch the full video, share it with your fellow collectors, like and subscribe to stay updated with more valuable content every week. So without further ado, let's get started. The United States of America 1-cent coin of 1991, commonly referred to as the 1991 Lincoln cent or simply the 1991 penny, represents one of the most enduring and familiar denominations in the history of American coinage. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent continues to serve not only as a medium of everyday commerce, but also as an object of historical, artistic, and cultural importance. The 1991 issue stands within a long lineage of Lincoln cents, marking over 8 decades of continuous production by that time, and offering insights into the economic, artistic, and political currents of its era. The obverse design of the 1991 1-cent coin features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This image, originally designed by Victor David Brenner, has become one of the most recognized profiles in numismatic history. Lincoln's distinctive visage is rendered with careful attention to his furrowed brow, pronounced cheekbones, and signature beard, which he first grew during his presidency in response to a letter from a young girl suggesting it might improve his appearance. Above Lincoln's head, the words "In God We Trust" appear, arched along the upper rim of the coin, a phrase that first made its appearance on U.S. coinage in the 19th century and was later adopted as the national motto in 1956. Positioned to the left of Lincoln's profile is the word liberty, a constant reminder of one of the core values upon which the United States was founded. To the right of the portrait is the date 1991, indicating the year of issue. Depending on the mint facility where the coin was produced, a small mint mark appears beneath the date, a D for Denver Mint, no mark for Philadelphia Mint, and an S for proof coins produced at the San Francisco Mint. The artist's initials, VDB for Victor David Brenner, can be found subtly inscribed beneath Lincoln's shoulder, a point of controversy in the coin's early history when the initials were briefly removed in 1909, before being restored years later. The reverse design of the 1991 Lincoln cent showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a majestic neoclassical monument, located on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparro, who served as the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. This reverse design replaced the original wheat ears reverse in 1959. Commemorating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The depiction of the memorial is intricately detailed, capturing the structure's famous columns and triangular pediment. In a remarkable numismatic detail, if one examines the coin closely, especially under magnification, a tiny representation of the seated statue of Lincoln can be discerned inside the memorial, making this one of the very few U.S. coins to feature the same individual on both the obverse and reverse. Encircling the upper rim of the reverse is the inscription United States of America, while the national motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one appears directly. Above the memorial, at the bottom of the reverse is the denomination 1, cent, boldly declaring the coin's value. In terms of physical composition and dimensions, the 1991 1-cent coin conforms to the specifications adopted in 1982 when the U.S. Mint transitioned from bronze alloy coins to a copper-plated zinc composition as a cost-saving measure. Prior to 1982, pennies had been struck primarily in 95% copper, but rising metal prices rendered this impractical for mass production. The new alloy consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a pure copper plating giving the coin its traditional appearance. Each coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters (0.75 inches), a thickness of 1.52 millimeters, and a standard weight of 2.5 grams. The edge of the coin is plain, without reading or inscription. The 1991 issue was struck at multiple U.S. Mint facilities, with production occurring at the Philadelphia and Denver Mints for general circulation coins, and at the San Francisco Mint for proof coins intended for collectors. Philadelphia minted coins do not carry a mint mark, while Denver minted coins are distinguished by a small D mint mark beneath the date. Proof coins, which are struck with specially prepared dies and polished blanks to achieve a mirror-like surface, bear the S mint mark. These proof coins were produced in limited quantities and sold in sets to collectors rather than released for circulation. The mintage numbers for the 1991 Lincoln cent were substantial, reflecting the coin's everyday utilitarian role in American commerce. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 6.1 billion coins for circulation, while the Denver Mint contributed over 4.1 billion pieces. The San Francisco Mint produced approximately 2.8 million proof coins, all of which were carefully packaged and distributed to collectors. These figures testify to the immense scale of cent production in the United States, a necessity given the coin's ubiquity in daily transactions. Though debates over the continued use of the cent denomination have persisted into the 21st century, due to production costs exceeding face value. In numismatic terms, the 1991 Lincoln cent is generally regarded as a common date coin, widely available in circulated condition due to its vast minute. However, certain specimens hold interest for collectors, especially those in high uncirculated grades such as mint state, 67 or higher, certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, or proof coins exhibiting exceptional strike, quality and cameo contrast between the frosted devices and mirror fields. Error varieties also command attention in the numismatic community, including off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchettes. While no major errors or notable die varieties are officially recorded for the 1991 cent, careful collectors often examine large batches in search of anomalies. Culturally and historically, the 1991 Lincoln cent represents a continuation of American coinage traditions, connecting the present to the nation's 19th century roots through the enduring image of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's selection for the 1-cent denomination was unprecedented in 1909, marking the first time a U.S. coin featured a real person, breaking from classical imagery and allegorical figures. His presence on the cent serves as a daily reminder of his pivotal role in preserving the Union and abolishing slavery. During one of the nation's darkest chapters, the Lincoln Memorial reverse also holds symbolic significance. Dedicated in 1922, the real-life memorial honors Lincoln's legacy and has served as the backdrop for numerous historic events, including Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 1963 I Have a Dream speech. Its depiction on the 1-cent coin subtly reinforces themes of unity, equality, and democratic governance, even in an everyday object as unassuming as a penny. From a collector's standpoint, the 1991 Lincoln cent is typically sought in pristine, uncirculated condition, or as part of complete détaillement mark sets. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are especially prized for their aesthetic appeal, and the inclusion of the tiny Lincoln statue within the memorial design remains a favorite detail among numismatics. As the U.S. Mint has since changed the reverse design, most notably with the 2009 bicentennial cents and the introduction of the Union Shield reverse in 2010. The 1991 cent stands as part of the final decades of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse series, adding historical interest for future generations of collectors. In conclusion, the 1991 United States 1-cent coin is much more than a simple piece of pocket change. It is a tangible artifact of American heritage, artistry, and monetary history. Through its enduring image of Abraham Lincoln, its reflection of national values inscribed in its mottos, and its role in the daily lives of countless Americans, it occupies a unique place in the story of the nation's coinage. Whether held as a nostalgic keepsake, examined under magnification for elusive errors, or simply exchanged in commerce, each 1991 Lincoln cent carries with it a piece of American history, a testament to resilience, unity, and the democratic ideals embodied by the man whose likeness it bears. The United States of America 1-cent coin dated 1992, commonly known as the 1992 Lincoln cent, occupies a meaningful chapter in the long and celebrated history of American coinage. As one of the most familiar and widely distributed denominations in circulation, the 1992 cent represents not only a practical unit of currency but also a symbol of American heritage, national values, and the enduring legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. This small copper-colored coin is steeped in historical resonance, with its design linking contemporary Americans to a past shaped by struggle, leadership, and unity. By 1992, the Lincoln cent had already been in continuous production for over 8 decades, holding the distinction of being the longest-running design in U.S. coinage history by then. The obverse front design of the 1992 Lincoln cent continues to display the stately right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose leadership during the Civil War and efforts to preserve the Union secured his place as one of the nation's most revered figures. This now iconic bust was originally sculpted by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and became the first instance of a real historical figure being depicted on a regular issue U.S. coin. Portrayal captures Lincoln's strong but somber expression. His distinct facial features, high cheekbones, furrowed brow, deep-set eyes, and neatly groomed beard, a personal characteristic Lincoln famously grew after receiving a letter from a young girl named Grace Bedell, suggesting it would improve his appearance. Above Lincoln's head runs the national motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that first appeared on U.S. coinage during the Civil War in 1864 and was formally declared the national motto in 1956. This enduring motto reflects the deeply rooted cultural values of the American people and serves as a testament to the historical context in which these coins were produced. To Lincoln's left, the word liberty is inscribed. referencing one of the fundamental ideals upon which the United States was founded. On the right side of Lincoln's portrait is the date, 1992, signifying the year of minting. Directly beneath the date is where a small mint mark may appear, depending on the U.S. mint facility where the coin was struck. The possible mint marks for the 1992 cent include D for the Denver Mint, S for the San Francisco Mint's proof coins, and no mint mark for Philadelphia-produced coins. Subtly positioned below Lincoln's shoulder is Brenner's initials, VDB, a small but historically significant mark that has its own fascinating story. When the Lincoln cent was first released in 1909, Brenner's initials appeared prominently on the reverse but were soon removed due to public controversy, only to be reinstated on the obverse in 1918. The reverse-back design of the 1992 1-cent coin retains the Lincoln Memorial reverse, a design first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, replacing the earlier wheat ears reverse that had adorned the cent since 1909. The reverse design was created by Frank Gasparo, who would later become the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. Gasparo's design depicts the famous Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a Greek revival monument that stands as a national symbol of unity, equality, and reverence for the great emancipator. The design features a front-facing, highly detailed image of the memorial, complete with its classical columns, wide staircase, and triangular pediment. A remarkable numismatic detail appears within the center of the memorial. With the aid of magnification, one can discern a tiny representation of the seated statue of Abraham Lincoln, housed inside the monument, making the Lincoln cent one of the very few U.S. coins to depict the same individual on both the obverse and reverse sides. The inscriptions on the reverse are both decorative and deeply symbolic. Along the upper rim, the inscription, United States of America, declares the issuing nation. Directly above the Lincoln Memorial appears the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many. 1. A foundational principle in the history of the United States, symbolizing the union of diverse states and peoples into a single nation. Below the image of the memorial is a denomination, rendered in large capital letters as 1 cent. The reverse design also bears the initials FG, representing Frank Gasparo, located near the right side of the memorial base. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1992 Lincoln cent follows the specifications established a decade earlier in 1982, when the U.S. Mint transitioned from a primarily bronze composition to a more cost-effective copper-plated zinc planchette. Rising copper prices and concerns over the metal's expense led the Mint to adopt a core of 97.5% zinc, electroplated with 2.5% copper to preserve the coin's traditional appearance, while reducing production costs. This updated composition significantly lightened the coin, with a standard weight of 2.5 grams compared to the previous 3.11 grams for bronze cents. The 1992 cent measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, 0.75 inches, has a thickness of 1.52 millimeters, and features a plain, smooth edge with no reading or inscription. The 1992 Lincoln cent was struck at 3 primary U.S. Mint facilities: the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; the Denver Mint, D mint mark; and the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark for proof coins only. The Philadelphia and Denver Mints produced vast quantities of cents for everyday circulation, while the San Francisco Mint struck specially prepared proof coins for collectors. Proof coins are struck using polished dies and planchettes, often featuring frosted designs and mirror-like fields, and are sold in protective packaging as part of annual proof sets. In terms of mintage totals, the 1992 Lincoln cent saw production figures reflecting its essential role in commerce. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 4.6 billion cents, while the Denver Mint struck more than 4.4 billion pieces. The San Francisco Mint contributed approximately 2.8 million proof coins, meticulously produced and distributed to numismatic enthusiasts through official U.S. Mint sets. Notably, 1992 is also famous among coin collectors for a particularly rare and valuable era variety, known as the 1992 Close AM cent. This 1992 Close AM variety arose from the accidental use of a proof reverse die on a small number of circulation strike coins. Typically, the Lincoln cent's reverse spacing between the letters A and M in America is wide in circulation issues, while proof coins feature a noticeably narrower or close spacing between these letters. A few 1992 circulation cents, both from Philadelphia and Denver, were inadvertently struck with proof-style dies. These 1992 Close AM cents are extremely rare and valuable, with confirmed specimens fetching thousands of dollars at auction. Depending on condition, these varieties have become one of the most famous modern U.S. cent rarities and are a testament to the attention to detail required in numismatic study. Culturally and historically, the 1992 Lincoln cent represents continuity and change. By the early 1990s, while the coin remained a staple of daily transactions, debates were emerging about the practicality of retaining the 1-cent denomination, given production costs and inflationary pressures. Nonetheless, its association with Abraham Lincoln, a leader whose legacy transcends monetary value, secured its place in American wallets and numismatic collections alike. The Lincoln Memorial reverse continued to adorn the coin for several more years, until 2008, after which it was replaced by a series of special bicentennial designs in 2009, followed by the permanent Union Shield reverse, beginning in 2010. From a collector's perspective, the 1992 Lincoln cent is typically classified as a common date coin in circulated condition, with its true value emerging in high mint state, grades, MS66 and above, or as part of complete date and mint mark collections. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, with their mirror-like fields and frosted designs, are especially prized. Error and variety collectors eagerly seek out examples of the 1992 close AM anomaly, while others appreciate the coin for its historical resonance and the continuing story of American coinage evolution. In summary, the 1992 United States 1-cent coin stands as a tangible artifact of American history, economy, and artistry. Through its depiction of Abraham Lincoln and the Lincoln Memorial, it pays homage to the values of unity, liberty, and democracy. Its continued production, well into the modern era, illustrates the persistent relevance of small denomination coins. In daily commerce and numismatic study, though modest in face value, the 1992 Lincoln cent, like its countless predecessors and successors, embodies a rich tapestry of national identity, historical continuity, and cultural significance, offering collectors and historians alike a window into America's past and present.